WTAJ TV Sports presents the Quad A Western Championship between the Golden Tigers of Holidaysburg and WPIAL champion Upper St. Clair. Both these teams come into today's game unbeaten and untied. The Panthers boast a pair of 1,000-yard rushers, while the Golden Tigers have relied on a perfect mix of run and pass on offense. But like any great team, defense is their bread and butter. Upper St. Clair picked off 5 passes in last week's win over North Hills, while Holidaysburg has allowed fewer than 5 points per game. So the stage is set and the stakes are high. The winner will travel to Hershey next week with a chance to play for a state title, while the loser goes home. Coverage of the Quad A Western Championship football game is sponsored by Leete's Carpeting of New Reef, W.S. Lee & Sons Outlet Duncansville, Valley Appliance of Altoona, the Cabinet Tree in Holidaysburg, Kelly Chrysler in Roaring Spring, Waterbed Showcase, Park Hills Plaza, Altoona, Z-Bart Car Improvement Specialist of Altoona, Sweet Dreams in the Kaufman Gallery, Altoona, Nelson Chevrolet Olds in Tipton, Covino Home Furnishings, Danella Dodge, Tyrone, Golf World, Old Route 220, Altoona, Courtesy Motors of Altoona, Waddell & Sons Professional Painters, Holidaysburg, Park Furniture, 630 4th Avenue, Juniata, Altoona, J.C. Penney in the Logan Valley Mall, Bierbauer Jewelry Store, Greenwood and Holidaysburg, Houston Ford Lincoln Mercury, the area's newest Lincoln Mercury dealership in Huntington, Martin Oil Company, dependability because it matters, Justine's Restaurant, Larch Street, Holidaysburg, and by the merchants of the Logan Valley Mall, where you'll find shopability. Now, here are TV10 sports personalities Paul Alexander and Jim Gregory.
Welcome to the Quad A Western Final between undefeated Holidaysburg and unbeaten Upper St. Clair. A couple of teams that are definitely doing everything right, 25-0 between them. And Jimmy, a couple of running backs for Upper St. Clair could make it a very long day for Holidaysburg.
Maybe the best running tandem since Pittsburgh's Rocky Blyer and Franco Harris, both rushing for over 1,000 yards. Whaley and Habib. Holidaysburg's defense will have a tough time trying to keep them down. However, against North Hills in the WPIAL championship, both were held under 100 yards, but that's only because North Hills turned the ball over so many times that Upper St. Clair had an easy time scoring.
I think the key for Holidaysburg is that balance they have on offense. They run the football very well as throwing it. They need to keep the Upper St. Clair defense off balance.
Yes, they do. The only problem is Upper St. Clair has excellent speed. Not only on offense, but they move a lot of players from offense to defense. Holidaysburg loves to trap block, and they're going to have to be just a step quicker to try and pull off the execution of the trap block.
Well, something has to give. Both teams undefeated. A state championship title on the line. We'll be back with a kickoff right after this. Park, Paul Alexander along with Jim Gregory, and we are set to get underway for the Quad A final. Jeff Junko set to put his foot into the ball for the Upper St. Clair Panthers. Back deep is Weiland and Fry for Holidaysburg. On the line, a chance to play for a state title in Hershey next week. And we're underway. A low spiraling kick that Fry is going to take. It is 18, the 20, the 25, kicks it outside the 30. And he gets all the way out to the 33-yard line where Holidaysburg will take over 1st and 10. Let's set that Holidaysburg offensive line up front. Scott Harrington will be the center. Weaver and Stifler the guards. Campbell and Harrington are your tackles. The running backs. Sell, Rose, Pat. Actually, we have the Holidaysburg receivers in there. Gary Zimmerman is the quarterback. Wide to the right comes Klinger. Slot right is Weiland. The give, Wilt, the first man through across the 35 to the 36. And he is stopped by Doug Whaley of Upper St. Clair. 2nd down and 7.
Paul, we talked in the pregame about Upper St. Clair's defense as we take a look at the Holidaysburg offensive backfield. The offensive line for Holidaysburg will probably use much more straight-ahead blocking to try and get an attack going against this 3-4 defense for the Panthers.
Upper St. Clair plays that pro set 3-4 defense. Wide to the left goes Sell. Slot to the left is Fry. Split backs behind Zimmerman. Give us to Wilt again. First back through. He will lose a yard. Phil Dunn there quickly to make the stop from his linebacking position. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8. Defensively, Jim Colonna, Lou Wetzel, and Joel Minnick up front for Upper St. Clair. The linebackers, as we said, Phil Dunn, Keith Martin, Weltley, and Whaley. And in the secondary, defensively, it is Hammond, Ori, who had 3 interceptions last week, Habib, and Quilly, another fine athlete defensively for Upper St. Clair. 3rd down and long for Holidaysburg. Zimmerman Straight back to pass. Plenty of time. Pass intended and caught, I believe, by Wineland, but he was out of bounds. So that will bring up the first punting situation for Holidaysburg on the day. Nice catch, but ran out of real estate.
A lot of congestion along that right sideline as well. Holidaysburg sending out 2 receivers, Rose and Klinger. The defense was there. It was just a tough pass to try and complete through all the congestion.
Plenty of time, though, for Zimmerman to throw. Now Zimmerman will be kicking it away. The snap is good, and the kick is a bit of a shank that will come to the near sideline and out of bounds. Upper St. Clair with great field position, taking over 1st and 10 at its own 45-yard line.
Upper St. Clair taking advantage of good field position in the WPIAL championship. Of course, most of the field position coming due to turnovers. But this will be a test for Holidaysburg's defense to see whether or not they can control the line of scrimmage against an offensive line that is just a little bigger and also a little quicker.
Let's take a look at that offensive line for Upper St. Clair. We'll get to that after this first play. Wide to the right goes Quealy. The backs are in an eye behind the quarterback, Mark Gentile. Long count. Gives the first back through, and that is Whaley, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Good defensive surge there by Holidaysburg. Doug Bryant, the first to get under that. There's that offensive line. Jay Groninger, Noger, and Wetzel are the guards. Marsburg and Bryson are the tackles. The receivers, Tata, Dunn, and Quealy. Quealy had a big catch last week, a beautiful catch. And the quarterback is Gentile. The running backs, we've talked so much about them, Whaley and Habib. Tata goes wide to the right as Gentile barks out the signals. Second back through. And a big hole is Pete Habib. That'll be good enough for a first down as he picks up about 13. Quick hitter. Mike Kozak finally making the stop for Holidaysburg. Here's the Holidaysburg defense. Harrington, Wilt, Dellinger, and Bryant up front. The linebacking core, Doherty, Berkheimer, and Pat. And in the secondary, it is Wilson, Sell, Zimmerman, and Klingner. 1st and 10 for the Panthers of Upper St. Clair. Pitch this time. Goes to Habib around the left side across the 40. Forced out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Keith Doherty there to make the stop for Holidaysburg. Pickup of about 4. Second down and 6 for the Panthers.
Credit Doherty for fighting off a block coming from the left side, offensive line for Upper St. Clair. He fought it off all the way to the sideline, and well, the running back had nowhere to go by the time the play was finished.
That sweep still picks up a good 4, maybe 5 yards. Second down and 5 for the Panthers. Double tight end situation. Split backs as Quealy goes in motion to the right. Gentile gives off. A big carry indeed by Doug Whaley. He's across the 8-yard line to the 5. Eric Klingner finally knocks him out of bounds, but not before Doug Whaley picks up about 30 yards on the play. It'll be first down and goal. Let's take a look at that play, Jimmy. Just a big opener as they cut it up inside.
Looked like the old crossbuck play where you get the defense going one way, bring the running back the other way, take advantage of Holidaysburg's intensity at this early portion of the game, and it was a touchdown-saving tackle.
Whaley has great speed. What a tandem of running backs. Habib and Whaley have both rushed for over 1,000 yards this year. Full house backfield on first down and goal from the 7-yard line. Gentile gives to Habib, goes across the 5 to the 4-yard line. There to make the stop is Jason Pat for Holidaysburg. Second down and goal from the 5.
In fairness to the Holidaysburg defense at this point, the defensive line is holding its own. The line of scrimmage is not being won by Upper St. Clair, but there's just that slight gap for Habib and Whaley to break through, and their quickness, they're able to do so.
So hard with 2 backs back there. There's really no one to key on. Again, they go with a full house backfield, double tight end. Second down and goal. They give us to Whaley over the left side, across the 3 to the 2. And he is dragged down from behind by Brian Sell. Looked like he might get in, but a good defensive surge by Holidaysburg presents it, bringing up a big third down and goal from the 2.
Well, Sell was waiting for him all the way. There was, I don't think there was any chance that he was going to go into the end zone on that one. Sell reading it excellent.
Ori and Quealy check in. for the Panthers of Upper St. Clair. Ranked 7th nationally by USA Today. They have won 17 straight games dating back to last year. Ori and Quealy split wide to the left. Split backs behind the quarterback, Gentile. 3rd down and goal. To give us to Habib, touchdown. Habib, the 2-yard touchdown, just straight ahead blocking. Jay Croning with the key block to spring Habib for the touchdown. And the Panthers jump out to a 6-0 lead.
Watch the offensive surge on that left side of the Upper St. Clair offensive line.
Just good straight ahead blocking. And it will be Jeff Junko to try to tack on the extra point. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. And the Panthers jump out to a 7-0 lead in this Quad A final game. So with the score, 7-0 in favor of Upper St. Clair. We'll take a break and be back in 90 seconds.
As Upper St. Clair has taken a 7-0 lead over Holidaysburg. The key play in a 7-play 50-yard drive, a Doug Whaley 30-yard run, setting up the touchdown in 2 minutes 28 seconds as Upper St. Clair has taken the initial lead.
That play reminded me of Kervin Richards running off tackle against Penn State all day, just wide open, same thing. And Junko puts his foot into it, and he has a long kick that pulls Ben Fry all the way back to his 2. He's across the 20. And knocked down at the 24-yard line, so it'll be decent field position for Holidaysburg as they take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
So far, I would say that, well, let's take a look at the officials. Lauren Smith, the referee, Ed Peck, Ed Linsky, Melvin Witherspoon, Thomas Brown, Dean Frederick. These guys from District 10 up around the Erie area.
Holidaysburg desperately needs to at least get something going as far as a drive, not necessarily points, but needs to get some success offensively. 1st down and 10. Give us to Weiland, and he is just start.
Fumble.
He coughs up the football, and I believe Upper St. Clair believes they have it. We have had no indication from the official until now, and Upper St. Clair with the fumble recovery. This game could get ugly in a hurry. Jim Colonna with the strip. Not sure who came up with the recovery. Let's take a look at it on instant replay. Wow, what a hit by Colonna. Just separates Weiland from the football. And Holidaysburg there to pounce on it. Colonna, I believe, picked up the fumble as well. So Upper St. Clair, 1st down and 10 from the Holidaysburg 21-yard line. They did it with turnovers last week, and they're looking to do it again this week. Gentile is the quarterback. And this time it is the pitch to Habib around the right side. He's across the 20 and down to about the 16-yard line. Holidaysburg does a good job of spreading it out. Keith Doherty there to make the stop along with Steve Berkheimer. Pickup of 4, 2nd down and 6.
Definitely impressed with this running back combination for Upper St. Clair. Talking to head coach Jim Render last evening, he was hoping that Joe Paterno would allow the team the day off for practice so some of the Penn State coaches could come down here and see some of his kids. A lot closer than having to go all the way to Upper St. Clair in the Pittsburgh area.
2nd down and 6 for the Panthers of Upper St. Clair. First back through is Whaley. He's across the 15 to the 14. Good defensive surge there by the Holidaysburg front. Scott Harrington there, the first to hit him. A little bit of help from Keith Doherty. Pickup of 2, 3rd down and 5 for a 1st down.
Good penetration by Doherty to get into the backfield, wrap his arms around the legs, and just wait for some teammates to come in and finish him off.
Holidaysburg, you would think, would really benefit from at least holding a field goal attempt as opposed to letting the Panthers get into the end zone again. Or he splits wide to the left. Slot right is Healy. The backs are in an eye behind Gentile, the quarterback. Gentile looking to throw. For Ori, has him at the 2, complete, breaks the tackle into the end zone, touchdown, and it is 13-0. Upper St. Clair. Great play fake that time by the quarterback, Gentile, as Ori was unable to be stopped by Brian Sell. Ori did a great job of breaking the tackle.
Brian Sell seemed to be a bit surprised the pass came his way. The defense was there, but he just didn't step up in time to try and defend the pass. Instead tries to make the tackle. And it's just a slick move and into the end zone.
Junko's point after is perfect and in a hurry. It is 14-0 Upper St. Clair. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this.
To assure professionalism throughout...
Upper St. Clair offense has had the ball just over 4 minutes and has already put up 2 touchdowns. The second one coming thanks to a Holidaysburg fumble, a 21-yard 3-play drive. The TD pass by Gentile, his third in 2 games, makes it 14-0 Upper St. Clair over Holidaysburg. Paul?
So Junko will have his third kickoff in the last 5 minutes. Another good end-over-end kick that Fry will field. It is 3, the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30, the 40. One man to beat, and he is brought down by the kicker Junko, but a great return all the way out to the 42-yard line. So Holidaysburg will get great field position, a fine 44-yard return by Ben Fry.
Paul, you mentioned about those previous kicks by Upper St. Clair. Fry looked like he was able to break if he just got an extra step of quickness going through on those first 2 kicks, that he could have broken one. Right there he shows you that the possibility is there. The coverage by Upper St. Clair has not been there so far here in the first quarter.
Klinger and Borkheimer split wide to the left. Paxton and I behind Zimmerman. The screen to Klinger, it is incomplete. Why don't we take a look at that fine kickoff return by Ben Fry.
Almost looked like a ladder.
The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, and that's what Fry does. He takes a straight beeline for the end zone. The blocking is there up the middle, just one man to beat.
And Junko, the kicker. You know, when your kicker's making tackles, you know you're in trouble. That was a great return by Fry, but the incomplete pass sets up a 2nd down and 10 for the Golden Tigers of Holidaysburg. Fry and Sell split wide to the left on 2nd down and 10. Play action pass, Zimmerman straight back. Looking for Fry, and it is overthrown, incomplete, clearly on the defensive coverage. 3rd down and 10 as Jim Colonna put a little bit of pressure on the quarterback, Gary Zimmerman. Zimmerman has had just a phenomenal year. 78 of 131, close to 1,300 yards, the best statistic of all, 18 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions.
A little surprised that Holidaysburg would decide to go deep with a pass pattern, considering they're throwing into a pretty stiff wind. Looking to our right, the flag is straight out, pointing towards the Holidaysburg offense. But Zimmerman almost got it there. Shows how strong his arm is.
Wide to the left is Fry. Oh, and that draw play goes nowhere. Wow, Jim Colonna is just owning the line of scrimmage, and he stuffs Weiland for about a 5-yard loss, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 16 yards, a 6-yard loss on the play. It's like he was in the playbook. He was there before the handoff almost. Wow.
4th down.
Gary Zimmerman will kick it away. Holidaysburg offense has had a lot of trouble getting anything going offensively.
By Zimmerman.
Gary Zimmerman has not had a very good day kicking the football either.
Out of bounds on the Upper St. Clair, 39.5
to the 40-yard line, where Upper St. Clair will take over 1st and 10 from there. Things just not going Holidaysburg's way early on in the contest.
Paul, we're lucky enough to be seated just to the left of the Holidaysburg assistant coaches up here in the booth. Looking at their faces, there is some disgust on their face right now.
Tells the whole story at this point. A team that runs the ball as well as Upper St. Clair, you don't want to fall behind them. They're just going to try and eat the clock and try and put this one away. 1st down and 10, Panthers at their own 40. First back through is Habib. Mike Kozak there to make the stop. Pardon me, that is number 33, the ball carrier, John Thomas, as they are to give Habib a rest. He picks up 5, 2nd down and 5. Boy, they also have depth at that running back. They only have 2 great running backs. With Thomas in there, they obviously have a lot of depth as well. 2nd down and 5, Panthers at their own 45. Ori splits wide to the right. Backs in the eye behind the quarterback, Gentile. Motion right. Second back through is Whaley. Big hole over the right side. He's across midfield to the 40, the 35, and the 32-yard line. He is tackled by Brian Wilson. Another touchdown-saving tackle. Keith Doherty helping out. But boy, when Whaley gets a crack, he's gone.
Doherty had a shot at him at about the line of scrimmage, but he just gave him a stiff arm and he was gone.
Pickup of 21 on the play. First down and 10 Panthers at the Holidaysburg 34-yard line. Golden Tigers need to stop the bleeding here. Tata comes wide to the left. Slot to the right is Pat Conley. Second back through is Whaley. Over the left side is across the 40 and tripped up there. Across the 30, excuse me, to the 27, where Jason Pat trips him up and makes the stop. But not before he picks up 5, second down and 5 for the Panthers.
2 weeks ago, we marveled at the ball handling ability of Holidaysburg's quarterback, Gary Zimmerman. But right now, we're seeing a pretty good display of it by Gentile of Upper St. Clair, running that option attack, making it awful difficult for the Golden Tigers to figure out who has the football until the running back is 3 and 4 yards downfield.
Only a junior, 6'5", 180 pounds. First back through is Thomas, and he is stacked. Actually, that's not Thomas. They switched on us again. Bob Betwee is the ball carrier. Bill Coogan there to make the stop. Pickup of about 1, third down and a long 4 for Upper St. Clair.
Part of the reason that the Panthers are so deep at running back is because Habib missed a handful of games during the regular season with a knee injury. That's where Whaley came into the picture and became such a force in the offensive backfield. But now they have both of them back.
And they're both in the backfield right now. Habib back into the ball game. He might have been shaken up. And Habib will get the ball. He's across the 25, all the way down to the 24-yard line. Should be very close to the first down. Keith Doherty there to make the stop. Have to see the spot of the football. Looks like he's going to be a hair short of the first down. I imagine they will take a look at that and measure. Nope, fourth down and less than a yard.
I think if you're Jim Render, there's no question you're going to go for this one here.
They've so far owned the line of scrimmage, so there's no doubt that they will go for the first down on fourth down and about half a yard. Full house backfield, double tight end on fourth down and 1. Whaley straight ahead. He has the first down and more. Across the right side.
For Upper St. Clair.
First down and 10 for Upper St. Clair. At the 22-yard line, Doherty again there to make the stop along with Keith Dellinger.
Groening and Marsberg, the right side of the offensive line for Upper St. Clair so far, owning the line of scrimmage on that side. That's where they're going for their needed yardage at this point.
First down and 10 for the Panthers. Wide to the left is Conley. Tata goes wide to the right. Gentile on the option, gives to Whaley. It's across the 20 to the 19.
Pick out the Whaley.
Pick up about 4.
Pat and Wineland making the stop for Holidaysburg.
He's spotted at the 20-yard line, a pickup of 2, second down and 8 yards. Dan Mummert splits wide to the right, split backs, and Quealy in motion right. Gentile to throw. Throws short, intended for Whaley, incomplete, but a flag is down, and I have a feeling that will be interference on Mike Kozak. When it rains, it pours, and right now, Upper St. Clair can do no wrong, and Holidaysburg is having trouble doing anything right.
Passing interference indicated.
And that is the call. Defensive pass interference against Holidaysburg. And that will bring up a automatic first down and goal from the 10. I do not believe they can get a first down. They are right on the 10-yard line, first and goal. Already 14-0 as we have just 13 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. 14-0, the Panthers of Upper St. Clair. Long calf. Second back through is Habib. Big hole. Touchdown. Pete Habib makes it 20-0 Upper St. Clair with just 9 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
The power side of the offensive line is to the left. Good blocking out. Opens up a hole that you and I could have run through together holding hands, Paul.
I would have been stopped for a loss. No doubt about that. Junko will attempt the point after. Upper St. Clair only had 10 men on the field. Now they're set. Snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. And so far, it is all Upper St. Clair. They lead it 21-0 with 9 seconds left in the first quarter. We'll be back with a kick right after this. Okay.
Well, if you're Holidaysburg head coach Harold Price at this point, your team's trailing by 21 points. The question is, what do you do? Well, it's a little too early to panic. That's the problem, because once they start trying to throw the ball, they'll at least have the advantage of throwing with the wind in the second quarter. But if they can just get a touchdown on the board here in the second quarter, the defense hold Upper St. Clair, go into the locker room trailing by 2 TDs, give the second half another chance. It's just too early to panic.
A lot of football left to be played. Holidaysburg desperately needs to establish something, anything offensively. So far, it's been 3 and kick, and the kicking game has been tough into the wind, giving Upper St. Clair just great field position, and they've taken advantage. The kick is away. It is a long driving kick. The Weiland takes it as 2. It's across the 20, the 25, spins, will be stopped just short of the 30, and he won't go down.
Face mask, Paul.
And I believe there'll be a face mask. There is a flag down. I'll tell you what, Upper St. Clair is very aggressive. I think they might have been overly aggressive right there.
Give Weiland credit for even picking up that foul, the face mask. He just kept moving, and there was no way anybody was going to bring him down. Finally, they had to go to the face mask just to get him down. The quarter's over.
So once again, Holidaysburg will have fine field position, but they need to do something with it. So that's the end of the first quarter with the score. Upper St. Clair 21, Holidaysburg nothing. We'll pause for 90 seconds.
Altoona for the Quad A PIAA Western semifinal between Holidaysburg and Upper St. Clair. The Panthers leading Gary Zimmerman and Harold Price and the boys of Holidaysburg 21-0. Upper St. Clair just scoring on a 60-yard 9-play drive, the 10-yard run for the touchdown, making it a 3-touchdown lead for the WPIAL Quad A champions. We begin the second quarter. Holidaysburg with, I think, its best field position of the game so far.
Actually, it's just the same field position they had after the fine return by Ben Fry. But on the very next play, Holidaysburg coughed it up. So they'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Fry goes in motion. To give us to Wilt straight ahead, some running room. Picks up about 4 to about the 48-yard line. Lou Wetzel trips him up there. That's a good surge by the Holidaysburg offensive line. Pickup of 4, 2nd down and 6 for the Golden Tigers.
In the pregame, we talked about the possibility of Holidaysburg moving the football with the short passing game. In the first quarter, they really only tried it once, and it was an incompletion on a sideline pattern. Now that they have the wind at their backs, let's see if they go to it a little more often and maybe with a little more success. So far, Holidaysburg just 7 plays from the line of scrimmage compared to 19 for Upper St. Clair.
2nd down and 6 for the Golden Tigers. Wilt again straight ahead for a couple. He'll pick up 2. Jewel Minnick, along with Jim Colonna, who's having a whale of a ball game already for Upper St. Clair, makes a stop. 3rd down and 5 for Holidaysburg.
Golden Tigers just need a 1st down at this point, just to try and get some confidence back into the offense.
And give the defense a break. The defense has spent almost the entire ball game so far on the field. Klinger goes wide to the right. Wide to the left comes Fry. Split backs behind Zimmerman, the quarterback. Straight ahead give to Wilt, nothing going. Colonna there to make the stop. And I believe there could be another fumble on the play. Or it may have been blown dead. Yes, they blew the ball dead. That'll bring up another kicking situation, I believe, for Holidaysburg. 4th down and 4, just shy of midfield.
Tough to see from up here, Paul, but it looks as if Upper St. Clair's defenders are just trying to strip the ball at every opportunity.
And Gary Zimmerman is set to kick it away.
Zimmerman to punt for Holidaysburg.
And I believe that is Tata back deep. No, it's a fake. Zimmerman to throw. Has a man and a completion. Wow. Big play. Scott Rose with the reception on the fake punt. Mike Queeley there to make the stop, but not before Holidaysburg gets its initial first down of the ball game. Real gutsy call. Let's take a look at the replay.
Watch Zimmerman get hit by Keith Martin, but is able to get the pass off. The pass almost dropped by Rose, but he keeps his concentration, and that is a big lift for Holidaysburg's efforts right now.
What a catch by Rose. That ball was just inches from the ground before he regained possession. First down and 10, Holidaysburg at the 39-yard line of Upper St. Clair. Zimmerman. Pass too high for Eric Klinger. He was open, but that pass rush coming from the backside, I think Zimmerman definitely felt the heat. He took a wrap after he threw it.
Gary saw the opening for Klinger, and I think he got a little anxious and threw that ball a little harder than he actually needed to, and it just sailed on him.
Oh, he has a great arm.
Sure.
Watched him in warm-up. He can really throw it. Sell goes wide to the right. Slot to the right is Fry. Backs in the eye are Wilt and Weiland behind Zimmerman. Play action. Setting up a screen. Complete to Weiland. He has it at the 40. To about the 35. Well-conceived play. Andy Weltley there to make the stop defensively for the Panthers.
McKeever and Martin making the stop.
Give credit to Keith Martin defensively, too, for forcing that play back to the inside where he knew he was going to be getting some help. The help was there, and it was only a pickup of about 4 yards.
3rd down and 6 for the Golden Tigers. Boy, that fake punt, that's the real luxury of having your quarterback do the punting.
The ball is now in the Upper St. Clair.
Gave the fans of Holidaysburg sitting below us something to cheer about.
It's been a rough game for them so far, most definitely. 21-0 our score. 9:22 on a running clock left to play in the first half. Klinger goes wide to the right. Tight to the left is Rose. Slot right Fry. Zimmerman the quarterback. Play action once again. Looking deep.
He's got it.
Has Klinger wide open. Touchdown Holidaysburg. Wow, 35-yard touchdown pass from Zimmerman to Eric Klinger, and that ball was just thrown beautifully. Woo.
Let's watch Zimmerman. All kinds of time. The blocking is there. Klinger just runs the post right towards the end zone and in stride.
Hey, that's pretty. That is pretty. He threw it right between double coverage of Kevin Ory and Mike Queeley. And Klinger will do the honors and try to tack on the point after. The kick is up. It's perfect. And Holidaysburg is something to cheer about. 21-7 the score. 9:03 left to play. We'll be back right after this.
On the board are the Golden Tigers of Holidaysburg. The touchdown pass. Zimmerman to Klinger. A 7-play, 57-yard drive, 35 yards on the touchdown, and that's what I was talking about earlier, Paul. Holidaysburg just needed to get onto the board. Let's see what they can do here the rest of the second quarter.
Gary Zimmerman and Eric Klinger. It's been a dangerous combination all season long for Holidaysburg. And boy, when it clicks, it's pretty. Klinger set to put the ball in play. Onside kick. And the Panthers fall on it. Well, I'll tell you, they're pulling out the stops, and I like it. Andy Weltley there to fall on the football.
That's a big gamble play for Holidaysburg and Harold Price. You give Upper St. Clair that kind of field position. We've already seen what they can do with it. Now it's up to Holidaysburg's defense to try and do here what they couldn't do in the first quarter, and that's hold Upper St. Clair.
So far, the defense has not yet answered the call, but maybe that drive by the offense there got a little spark going. We'll see what happens. Queeley comes wide to the right along with Ory. Backs in the eye behind Gentile. Whaley over the right side. They string it out pretty well. He's across midfield. flags are down. He's at the 43-yard line. I imagine that will be a clip or a hold against the Panthers. We'll have to wait and see and sort things out.
Whaley was following a blocker out there. If there's a hold, it's probably going to be on the lead blocker.
I'll tell you what, the sign of a great back, he has so much speed, but you saw him wait for his blockers to get out there in front of him, and that is the call. It's a clip. And obviously the momentum right now shifting toward the Holidaysburg sideline. Let's see if they can capitalize and at least once force Upper St. Clair to kick the ball away. Let's see where they move the ball back to. You shook your head at the onside kick. Didn't think it was a little early for that.
Yeah, a little early. I didn't agree with it. You know, the element of surprise was certainly there, but it's a big gamble play. You know,
Tell you what, the kick was
made.
perfect. The kick itself, physically, the way it bounced up, it certainly gave Holidaysburg every opportunity to come up with it, but give Upper St. Clair credit calling on the onside kick, and it moves Upper St. Clair all the way back to the 35, where it will be first down and 22. So now at least they pick up the field position that they lost on trying the onside kick. Gentile, play action. The ball goes to Quilly over the left side. He falls out of his shoe, crawls for about 8. So I imagine they're going to spot him down at about the 36 or 37-yard line. Jason Pat's the one that took his shoe from him. Let's see where they spot that. They spot it at the 38-yard line, where that will be a pickup of about 4. Second down, 18.
That was a big play for the Holidaysburg defense. You get the break of the 15-yard penalty. You don't want to allow them to pick up the 15 yards back and give them a good chance of getting the first down.
Eric Lund is wide to the right. Tata is wide to the left. The backs are in an eye behind Gentile, the quarterback. First back through is Thomas, and he is going nowhere. John Wilt, Keith Dillinger, Doug Bryant, Scott Harrington all deserve credit for that stop, as they just stopped him at the line of scrimmage. Pick up a yard on the play. Third down and 17. This is a must for the Holidaysburg defense.
Don't be surprised if Gentile decides to throw on this third and long. And let's see if we can get some pressure from the defensive line of Holidaysburg.
Third down, a little over 15.
Panthers 2 of 3 on third down conversions. Quealy is wide to the right along with Tata.
Possible blitz here.
Gentile gives the Whaley straight ahead over the right side.
Oh.
He could go all the way. He keeps his balance. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown on third down at 17. He goes 58 yards for the touchdown. And that could just break the Golden Tigers back right there on third and long. Whaley breaks it to the outside, and let's take a look at it.
Scott Harrington getting blocked out, as does Brian Wilson. Whaley almost loses his balance there, but he has such good speed. Once he gains his balance, he's gone. And we have a player down for Upper St. Clair.
It is Brian Wilson, the center for the Panthers, that is down, and he looks to be in a great deal of pain. 53 yards, 3 plays, a 58-yard touchdown run from Whaley, and he is having a whale of a game. I believe it's a knee problem with Wilson, and we certainly hate to see that. And it doesn't look good. That play right there reminds me of Pittsburgh at home against Cincinnati. Third down and 20. Give to James Brooks. Touchdown, 63 yards. And that was really the play that broke the Steelers' back in that particular game. Whaley already 9 carries, 123 yards on the year. 1,570 yards for Whaley, 26 touchdowns, averages 10 yards per carry.
Well, I'll tell you, I mentioned earlier about the possibility of some of the Penn State assistant coaches being here. If they're not here, they're missing quite a performance.
Well, when Joe calls practice, that's where the assistant coaches are.
That's right.
And they had practice today, getting set to take on BYU in the Holiday Bowl. BYU in town basketball-wise tonight. Actually, it'll be over by the time that we're talking about this. But we certainly hope that Brian Wilson is okay. He's a 6'1", 225-pound senior. And he can put absolutely no pressure at all on that right leg.
You talk about a touchdown breaking the momentum in the back of a team. That touchdown for Upper St. Clair just completely wipes out the effort of the Holidaysburg offense. Now they have to come right back, try and score, and they're still going to find themselves down by 14 points.
Junko tacks on the extra point. That makes it 28-7 in favor of Upper St. Clair. 7 minutes and 10 seconds remain. We'll be back right after this.
Could your car use some improvements? Like a Z-Bart sunroof, Z-Bart fabric protection, window tinting, Z-Bart paint protection, no waxing ever, auto alarms. Z-Bart has dozens of improvements. Z-Bart improves trucks and vans, too, with running boards, bed liners, van racks, and more.
And I thought all Z-Bart did was rust protection.
Z-Bart, we're the car improvement specialists.
Z-Bart Car Improvement Specialist in Altoona. Call 949-9393.
Just in time for Christmas, JCPenney offers up to 30% off men's, ladies, and children's sweaters.
28-7 our score. Holidaysburg trailing, some dejected looks on the faces of the Golden Tiger players right now. And if you could see the faces of the assistant coaches up here in the booth, they'd be identical.
Tells a story. And we can't take anything away at all from Upper St. Clair. They just played a whale of a game. Now the low kick taken by Rose at the 32. He's still on his feet at the 42. They've decided to quit kicking deep, I believe. So that'll give Holidaysburg some fine field position. Eric Lund there to make the stop on the specialty teams for Upper St. Clair. First down and 10, Holidaysburg from its own 46-yard line.
Gary Zimmerman spending some extra time on the sideline talking to Harold Price before hitting the huddle. Let's see if they have some trickery in mind or if they're going to try and go back to the air. They've certainly had some success going from this end of the field to our left.
Klinger is wide to the left. Zimmerman straight back to throw. Under pressure. Delivers it to Wilt. Wilt has it, but he's going to lose a yard, or possibly two. Joel Minnick not fooled at all by the swing pass. Jim Colonna was pressuring Zimmerman, making him get rid of the football. Holidaysburg will lose two, second down and 12.
A pass Wilt would have been better off dropping instead of taking the 2-yard loss.
That's one of those instinctive things that's just impossible to do. The ball's thrown to you, you just catch it.
Yep.
Well, a player of your headiness would probably, I'm sure, know to drop it, but most players, that's just the reaction. Sell is split wide to the left. Slot left is Fry. Zimmerman, quick drop, forced out of the pocket. He is sacked. He is put down by Doug Whaley. Hasn't this guy done enough already? Doug Whaley with a sack, and Holidaysburg continues to move in the wrong direction. A loss of about 11 on the play. Lou Wetzel there to finish him off. As Lou Wetzel actually is shaken up on the play. Limping off under his own power. Looks like he'll be okay.
Minnick was also, sorry, Paul, Minnick was also in on that sack, and I think what we're going to see now is Upper St. Clair's defense just pin their ears back and to coin a phrase.
I knew you were going to say
that. And just go with the all-out blitz here and just put pressure on the quarterback who they figure is going to be passing at this point.
It is third down and a bunch. Drop play to Wilt. And it's going nowhere. Pickup of maybe two. That'll bring up a fourth down and 30, let's say 20 yards to go for Holidaysburg. You know, it's hard for me to envision, and I've said it too, so I don't mean to be picking on you, but I've never seen someone actually with their ears back. It's just hard for me to even figure out.
Safety
well, whatever.
I mean, that's how tough these guys are.
Zimmerman gets a good kickoff. That Quealy runs down at the 30, the 35. He's out of bounds at the 37. So Gary really gets a leg into that one. 31 yards on the kick, but flags are down. Scott Rose to make the stop. We'll have to see what the flag is down on the field. I thought I saw him wave for a fair catch and then pretend that he didn't when he saw no one was around him. And And I don't think on a day like today you're going to get away with saying you were shielding the sun from your eyes. It's a little gray out here today to get away with that one. So that should back Upper St. Clair up a little bit. And that is the call. As Quealy illegally signaled for the fair catch. I guess you can't really say just kidding. Sorry.
Speaking of the weather, though, you know, a lot of people were concerned that when you start to play high school football this late into December and into the fall, that the temperatures are going to be just a little too cold for kids to be out playing football. But right now it's about 35 degrees. It's good high school football weather.
Absolutely. So far the weather's been the highlight of this day. Certainly from the Upper St. Clair perspective, it's been a great day. But not from Holidaysburg. Panthers taking over 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. 5 minutes and 2 seconds left to play in the first half. It is the Panthers with a whopping 28-7 lead over Holidaysburg. And that vaunted running game has certainly lived up to its billing. It's everything that everyone said it was, and as what we saw when we watched the North Hills game. It'll be 1st down and 15 for the Panthers. Wide to the left goes Ori. Slot right is Queenie, who now goes in motion left. Gentile. First back through is Thomas. He breaks a tackle. He's across the 40. Midfield. The 30. The 20. The 10. Finally knocked down by Dave Weiland, but not before he makes it all the way to the 10-yard line, where it would be 1st down and goal for the Panthers. A 61-yard run by Thomas.
Thomas, the first back through, he took the handoff, and Gentile just does a good job of handling the football, and Thomas did a good job of covering it up, and once he broke through into the secondary, well, he was pretty tough to catch.
Weiland doing a nice job of saving the touchdown, but not before Thomas goes 61 yards.
Holidaysburg does not want to give up any points on this drive heading to the halftime locker room.
Conley is wide to the left, Ori a wide right. Split backs behind Gentile. Fumble, and Gentile is able to pick up the fumbled snap. He'll lose a couple of yards. 2nd down and goal from the 12.
When things are going your way, they are certainly going Upper St. Clair's way, because that was a chance for Holidaysburg to prevent any points from being scored, but Gentile very quickly and alertly jumping on the loose football.
And a lot of credit has to go to this Upper St. Clair offensive line. They are just blasting big holes for their running backs to go through. 2nd and goal from the 12. Quealy wide right. Wide to the left goes Ori. Gentile. 2nd back through is Whaley. Gets about 3 on the play. Stopped by Doherty along with Brian Wilson. And that'll bring up 3rd down and goal from about the 10. So a pretty good defensive stand here by Holidaysburg. After, of course, they gave up the big 61-yard run. And Upper St. Clair wants to call for a timeout and talk about it. The 21-point lead, I guess you don't take any chances.
It's just a shame that they weren't able to come up with that loose football, because Upper St. Clair, with the football this deep in opposition territory, they basically can do anything at this point to try and pick up yardage. They've been successful on the ground most of the way, but Gentile has the kind of arm that you have to respect. It's hard to tell for a defense what to look for in this instance.
I think that was the scariest play when Gentile went to the play action and hooked up with Ori on the touchdown pass. Right away, you realize that this is much more than a one-dimensional attack. If there's just one dimension to key on, you can often come up with it and try and stop it. But when you have 2 running backs instead of 1 that are big play players, and a quarterback that handles the ball as slickly and throws it pretty well, wow, you're just spread out all over the field. You don't really know what's coming.
In Holidaysburg's win over Johnstown in the District 6 championship, the Golden Tigers rushed for, I believe, 235 yards in the entire game. USC so far, 23 carries for 236 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. We're in the first half.
And a lot of those on big chunks, a lot of big plays. Quealy and Ori split away ride to the left. Quealy comes in motion toward the play. Whaley, the fullback, carries, picks up about 4, and that'll bring up 4th down and goal.
Bring on the field goal unit.
At about the 8. Yeah, I think they're going to kick it through. Junko is the man. Jason Patton, Doug Bryant there to make the stop on Whaley. So I guess a moral victory for the Holidaysburg defense, forcing a field goal attempt. Junko will spot it at the 14. Now he moves it back to the 15, making this a 25-yard field goal attempt.
We've seen Junko on some extra points already. He's almost kicked the ball out of the stadium, so he definitely has a good leg and shows it to you right there.
That is good with plenty. So the Panthers take a 31-7 lead over Holidaysburg with 3 minutes and 6 seconds left to play in the first half. We'll be back right after this.
61-yard run setting up the field goal, 25-yarder by Junko. It's a 64-yard, 5-play drive for USC, who now leads by 4 scores, 31-7.
Now they're even giving Junko a break. That will be Matt Seibel to put it into play for Upper St. Clair. High end-over-end kick, taken by Fry. No, by Weiland at the 15. The 25, the 30, the 40. He's across the 45 to the 46. And that ball did some funny things. Kevin Ory there to make the stop on Dave Weiland. 26-yard return. I got it, you take it.
You talk about instinct on the part of Weiland there. He had a chance to possibly break that if he could get by the last defender, but he cut it back to the middle, and that's where Ory was. He was able to catch up to him. If he has the instinct, and this is impossible to have really, to cut it to the outside, he could have gone, but he cuts it back to the middle, and the defense is able to catch up to him.
Certainly good presence of mind by Dave Weiland. Gary Zimmerman in trouble. Big trouble. And he is sacked at the 39-yard line. Doug Whaley there to make the play. For the second time today, Gary Zimmerman tackled behind the line of scrimmage. And for the second time today, Doug Whaley doing the honors. He's going to lose about 10. Second down and 20 for Holidaysburg. So once again, the big return negated almost instantaneously by a loss for the offense of the Golden Tigers.
Zimmerman was definitely looking deep on that particular play. You got to have a lot of time to allow your receivers to get open. Maybe a quick hitter here would be a remedy.
2-3 step drop and let it fly. Zimmerman, play action. Has the time this time. Across the middle for Rose. He has it at the 50. Across to the 43-yard line. Nice catch there by Scott Rose. That'll be good enough for the first down. Mike Queeley there to make the stop. Pickup of 22 on the play.
Not only a good catch by Rose, but also good presence of mind to know where the first down marker is. He was hit at the first down marker, but falls forward, making it no question that he had the first down. Just a little second effort, and it's a fresh set of downs for Holidaysburg.
Give Gary Zimmerman the time. He can certainly make things happen. He had plenty of time to throw there. Klinger comes wide to the left. Fry, slot left. Split backs behind Zimmerman. Quick hitter for Klinger. He's across the 40 to the 35, maybe the 34. Terry Hammond's there to make the stop along with Doug Whaley, but not before Klinger picks up 8, second down and 2.
And there you see a difference of what the wind condition here is for Holidaysburg. They tried that same play in the first quarter. Zimmerman overthrew. The wind was a problem as it's blowing directly into his face. You make the completion there and pick up 8 yards, 9 yards.
Just over a minute to play in the first half. Second and 2 as Wilt breaks it across the 30 to the 25 down to the 23. Holidaysburg will call for a timeout. They pick up the first down. Andy Welty there to trip up Wilt. But not before Wilt picks up the first down. Let's take a look at it. Wilt had such a great game last 2 weeks ago against Johnstown.
Oh, Wilt did have a good game against Johnstown, and right there you see Upper St. Clair looking pass. Holidaysburg keeps them off balance, hits them with a run, and first down yardage.
Boy, getting into the end zone here would certainly do a lot for Holidaysburg's cause. They're not out of this one yet. It's a stretch. But if they could get into the end zone here, anything can happen.
If anything, this drive for Holidaysburg should be proving something to Upper St. Clair out of the much vaunted WPIAL. Western football, always thought to be the king of Pennsylvania. But Central Pennsylvania football is on a par with Western football. That's what Holidaysburg has over its head right now, trying to prove that Central Pennsylvania football can compete with anyone in the state. Right now, Holidaysburg's putting it to USC and showing that they're not backing down.
One of the toughest things, I think, for Holidaysburg is the regular season. They really don't have the competition to get themselves ready to play against a team like Upper St. Clair when Upper St. Clair is playing Woodland Hills and North Hills and Penn Hills and teams that have programs that are on par with what Holidaysburg has. First down and 10 for the Golden Tigers at the 25. Rolling right is Zimmerman. Steps up and throws. Almost picked off by Dunn. Phil Dunn had it right in his hands and dropped it. That just goes as an incomplete pass. Second down and 10 for Holidaysburg.
Give Dunn credit for stepping up and getting in the way of that pass. He read it perfectly, just waiting for Zimmerman to throw. He knew exactly where he was going to go. Stepped in front, should have had the interception, and could have gone a long way with it on a return had he held on to it.
Here's a new one. I think it hit him in a bad place.
Yeah, the number's in the hand.
Wide to the right is Sell. Slot to the right is Weiland. Zimmerman again straight back to throw. Has the time. Looking for Weiland, and he has a great catch. Touchdown, Dave Weiland. Woo! What a catch and great concentration by Dave Weiland, and Holidaysburg gets on the board. They now have 13 points. Let's take a look at the replay. Great catch.
Wilt and Weiland were in the passing lane. Weiland says, I'll take it. Wilt blocks. These guys are good friends, especially after a touchdown play like that one.
25-yard touchdown. Klinger to tack on the point after. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 31-14 the score. Holidaysburg trying desperately to claw itself back into this football game, and they certainly have to keep Upper St. Clair off the board in this final 42 seconds.
Well, the offense is doing the job for Holidaysburg, but it's the defense that's had to play so much of this first half. Whether or not the defense will be fresh enough in the second half, we'll have to wait and see. Taking another look at it, Zimmerman, plenty of time, and you give him the time, he's going to find someone, but while the pass was a pretty decent pass, you got to give the credit for the catch to Weiland.
Hey, what, he just tipped that to himself, actually. Defender really didn't get a hand on it. Dave Weiland playing the tip drill with himself. Now, Klinger, I think, will kick this one a little deeper than the last time.
And he has a good leg to do it.
He sure does. And he drives it hard at the 10, and it'll go out of bounds at the 11. That is an illegal procedure penalty against Holidaysburg, and they will re-kick it. But that is the new trend in kicking, if you've noticed. Colleges, pros, everybody, the low driving kick that quite often is awfully hard to handle.
Especially on this turf, you never know which way the ball is going to bounce. It's up to your coverage team to get down and try and take advantage of it, but when it's going to go out of bounds, all you have to do is go back and tee it up again.
42 seconds remain here in the first half. The Panthers of Upper St. Clair lead this Quad A Western final by the score of 31-14. Upper St. Clair came out on fire, jumping out to a 21-0 lead before anybody really knew what hit them. And Holidaysburg came back and tacked on a touchdown, but Upper St. Clair answered that right away. Now another good kick by Klinger. Whaley has trouble with it, but fielded at his 10 and just goes down to a knee.
Wiley takes the ball.
You got to explain that one to me. He goes down to a knee at the 12-yard line.
I think he'd rather run the football with his offensive line in front of him. I think maybe he wanted to get the handoff here and see if he couldn't go, about 83 yards.
It's one of the strangest things I've ever seen. There was no one near him.
Upper St. Clair will start on their own 18-yard line.
He didn't feel good about it. The karma was bad. I don't know. First down and 10, Upper St. Clair from its own 17-yard line. Wheelie comes wide to the right. Wide to the left is Uri. Thomas and Whaley are the backs. Thomas the carry.
Fumble.
And it's a fumble, and Upper St. Clair has lost the football. Wilt with the recovery. No, that is Wilson with the fumble recovery, and Holidaysburg has a chance to maybe tack on another score. Wow.
Harold Price wants a timeout to get his offense in gear for a possible touchdown drive of 18 yards with 17 seconds left on the clock. The wind at their backs. Enough time for at least 2 shots at the end zone.
So Holidaysburg has the ball with 17 seconds left. Might be able to squeeze 3 plays. I don't know if you want to even try for the field goal. 3 points is rather incidental. Maybe take 3 cracks or as many cracks as you can at the end zone.
Holidaysburg with 1 timeout remaining. Take a look at the fumble. Thomas gets into the middle of that Holidaysburg defensive line. Let's see who strips it.
Boy,
Looked like it may have been John Wilt.
That is Wilson with the recovery. So Gary Zimmerman definitely has a couple of cracks here to get another touchdown on the board for the Golden Tigers. Wide to the right is Klinger. Slot right is Weiland. Weiland and Klinger both have touchdown receptions already in the ball game. Zimmerman straight back to throw, has the time, and Weiland wide open at about the 11-yard line. And that moves it up a little bit. Doug Whaley forcing Weiland out of bounds, so definitely in a prevent. No one within 8 yards of Weiland.
Weiland and Klinger just did a crisscross right off the line of scrimmage. The defense went with Klinger across the middle, leaving Weiland wide open.
I think it's great about that play. Only took 5 seconds off the clock. 12 seconds left in the half. First down and goal for Holidaysburg, and it's Upper St. Clair, 10-yard line. Sell is wide to the left. Slot left is Fry.
Got to throw for the end zone on this one.
Zimmerman looking for Sell, has him, and he is ruled out of bounds. Actually, it was Hammonds that came down with the football somehow, as the timing pattern to the left corner of the end zone for Sell into double coverage. Nice throw, nice defensive play.
With 7 seconds left, I don't think you want to take another chance at another play. I would be going for the field goal here. You got 1 timeout left. Klinger's going in. I think he has the tee in his... No, he doesn't have the tee in his hand. They're going to go for it.
I think Harold Price right now is saying, 3 points isn't what we need here. We need a touchdown. Let's see if we can get it. Klinger comes wide to the left. Slot to the left is Fry. Split backs are Wilt and Weiland. Zimmerman straight back to throw. Has time. Pass is picked off or incomplete. I believe it's picked off by Ori, and it's a touchback. Ori with the pickoff, and there's still 3 ticks left on the clock.
Terry Hammonds is down, number 3 for Upper St. Clair. He looks to be in quite a bit of pain, but right there you see Holidaysburg lose 3 points. I think they'd rather have 3 points, go for the field goal, than have the ball picked off and go to the locker room down 17.
You have an injured player on the field.
Harold Price electing to go for the touchdown. And let's see what Gary Zimmerman was looking at when he threw this football.
He was having to pass it through 2 defenders. He has a strong arm, but not too many balls are going to get through the arms of 2 defenders.
And what Holidaysburg did there was keep both backs in the backfield to block and make sure that Gary had time to throw. And that just makes it like a 2-on-6 situation as far as receivers to defensive backs. And with only 10 yards to negotiate, no room to really throw the football for Holidaysburg.
In hindsight, do you agree with the going for the touchdown?
I do agree. It's a 31-14 game, although a field goal does bring you within 2 touchdowns, and obviously with the 2-point conversion, you're still in a situation to win the game with just 2 touchdowns.
Well, I'm confused.
I liked going for the touchdown.
Right.
I thought that was the play to make. But
hey, if it works,
it's so tough in that situation.
Injured player is number 3, Terry.
Coming up at halftime, we'll of course give you a shot of the Holidaysburg marching band, so stay tuned for that. Halftime statistics, courtesy of Charlie Fisher, our statistician once again.
And our spotter today, John Grohall. He's all very proud of me. My flip chart today made more sense when you just flip it over instead of have to clear the room as we turn it around.
Hammonds is walking off the field in his own power. That's good to see.
He is probably the smallest player on the field at any given time. Hammonds 5'8", 150 pounds, but he plays big.
Looked like Hammond's probably just had his bell rung a little, shake cobwebs out. He'll be back for the second half.
I think Gentile will just fall on it here to end the half, and that's exactly what he does. He goes to a knee. So that is it for the first half of play. Upper St. Clair with a commanding 31-14 lead over Holidaysburg, but the Golden Tigers certainly getting a little bit of momentum before the half. We'll be back with halftime festivities right after this.
Fresh white snow coating the ground.
Halftime festivities underway here at Mansion Park. We're at halftime of the PIAA Quad A semifinal for the West. Upper St. Clair leading Holidaysburg 31-14. Some first half statistics to show you. The big numbers that stand out on the ground for USC: 241 yards on 26 carries. Holidaysburg minus yardage, -6 in the first half. The only thing keeping Holidaysburg in the game so far is the passing of quarterback Gary Zimmerman, 109 yards, an 8 of 15 performance in the first half. For USC, Gentile, he's only had to throw one pass, and it was completed for a touchdown, 15 yards. Third down conversions, Holidaysburg had trouble early, 3 downs and out in the first quarter. USC a much better percentage, 3 of 5. Turnovers, a problem for Holidaysburg, just 2 of them, but both leading to points for USC. The time of possession, Holidaysburg coming back and making it a bit more even after trailing by at least 6 minutes in the first quarter. Paul, you have some individual stats.
Yes, Whaley, the fine tailback, is definitely having a whale of a game. First half, 11 carries, 131 yards, and a touchdown. That touchdown, a 58-yarder. Thomas, very unheralded. Habib was supposed to be the man. Thomas, 72 yards, most of that coming on a 61-yard run. Jimmy, you touched on the fact that Gary Zimmerman is having a very good first half. 8 of 15, 109 yards, a pair of touchdown passes, one of 35 yards to Eric Klinger, one of 25 yards to David Weiland. Well, that's it for the first half stats. When we come back, we'll give a listen to the Holidaysburg Marching Band. Stay with us.
Pennsylvania, meet the newest Lincoln Mercury.
We're at halftime of the Quad A Western Final between Holidaysburg and Upper St. Clair. Upper St. Clair with a 31-14 lead. Before we get back into second half action, let's give a listen to the Holidaysburg Marching Band under the direction of David Thor. Time of the Quad A Western Final between the Golden Tigers of Holidaysburg and the Panthers of Upper St. Clair. Our score is 31-14. We'll be back with the second half kickoff right after this.
To assure professionalism throughout his dealership, Bill Nelson has installed...
Park, Paul Alexander along with Jim Gregory. We are about to get underway in the second half of play. It is the Panthers of Upper St. Clair leading Holidaysburg by the score of 31-14. And right now, I think it's very important. I'm sure most of the conversation at halftime was directed toward the defense. Hey, guys, it's time to answer the call. You got to stop this Upper St. Clair attack. and give our offense a chance to get back in this ball game.
I'm not so sure it was so much that Holidaysburg's defensive line lost the line of scrimmage badly. It's just that they cannot keep up with the speed of Upper St. Clair. All those running backs need is a small gap, and as they've shown us in the first half, they can pick up the big gainers. 256 yards of total offense, 241 of it on the ground for the Panthers of USC.
And again, the chunks, 68-yard run, 41-yard run, 30-yard run, 51-yard run. The big plays are exactly what has to be eliminated if Holidaysburg has any chance of getting themselves into a position to win this football game. It's only a 17-point lead, and earlier I said that I thought it was the best idea to go for 6 in that situation. I think 31-17 right now would look a lot better, so I stand corrected. 3 points would have been a very nice addition on the scoreboard for Holidaysburg, but it's spilt milk at this point. Holidaysburg knows what it has to do, and they're going to have a chance to do it.
They may be forced to go for a few two-point conversions in a championship game. That is not always very easy. The extra point is always the much easier of the two, and Holidaysburg is forced to go for 2 on a couple of touchdowns. It could be a very difficult task.
And of course it was Upper St. Clair that deferred the option in the first half. I would imagine and almost guarantee they will take the football to start the second half. So it will be the Holidaysburg defense that will be tested right away. If they could force a 3-and-out situation, I think that could really keep the momentum that Holidaysburg took in with them. Even though they didn't get the points on the board, I think they went into the locker room at halftime with a good bit of momentum. I think early, maybe Holidaysburg wasn't sure if they could compete. You know, as you talked about so much, the WPIAL. That's intimidating. I think that Holidaysburg was, well, maybe we can't play. I think now they know they can play with this team. Let's just hope for Holidaysburg's sake they didn't find that out too late in the ball game.
We still have a whole half of football to play, but I don't think there's any question that this will be the biggest defensive stand of the game for Holidaysburg. They can't afford to go down another 7.
Eric Klinger will do the honors to start the second half. It is Whaley that is back deep to receive for the Panthers, and he can fly. I think he has Division I blue chip written all over him, and I know Penn State, for one, is at least a little bit interested. Klinger with a low kick that is going to be fielded by the up man. That is Terry Hammonds, and he will fall on it right there. That is not a bad ploy. It'll be 1st and 10 Upper St. Clair from its own 35-yard line. Thomas is in the backfield once again, leading us to wonder if Pete Habib is 100%.
He, of course, had some knee problems during the regular season. You wonder what this turf does to you. It tires the legs, and it also is a little different to run on than natural grass, and he may have caught a toe and done something to his knee.
Feely in motion to the left. Gentile is the quarterback as we start the second half. The second back through is Whaley, and he is starched. Making the defensive play is Jason Pat for Holidaysburg. A 2-yard loss. That'll bring up 2nd down and 12 for Upper St. Clair. Hello, Holidaysburg calling.
An excellent play by Pat. He fought off the blocker, shed him, and was there to make the tackle on the delayed handoff. And I think Jason Pat just may be the one guy who can fire this defense up.
Ori is split wide to the left. Slot left is Quealy. Split backs are Thomas and Whaley behind Gentile, the quarterback. Long count. Gentile looks to throw. Under pressure, gets it off, complete to Quealy at the 40, the 45, and he is close to the first down. Nice job by Gentile stepping up as Brian Wilson and Keith Doherty make the stop. And that is right on the first down marker. I imagine they're going to measure to see if Quealy has enough for the first down.
Give credit to Quealy, too, because he did a button hook pattern. And when he knew that he wasn't open, he knew the defense was there, he shifted to his right just a bit, and that opened him up for the completion.
3rd down and inches for Upper St. Clair, first down. Wide to the right comes Quealy. On 3rd down and very short. Second back through is Whaley. He has the first down and more. He's across midfield to the 46. He is dragged down by Wilson and Klinger. Boy, does he hit that hole in a hurry. 1st down and 10 Upper St. Clair from the Holidaysburg 46.
I thought we were going to see a repeat of the big gainer back in the second quarter. Thomas on short yardage, needing the first down yardage, goes 60 yards, almost for the touchdown. And I thought we were going to see another replay of that right there, but it is first down yardage for USC.
Pat Conley checks in. And he is to the left. To the right is Eric Lund for Upper St. Clair. First down and 10, Panthers. Second back through is Whaley. Big hole right up the middle. Across the 45 to the 42-yard line, maybe the 41. He is stopped there by Doug Bryant and Brian Wilson. Pickup of 6. Second down and 4.
Whaley comes back after that carry limping a bit, but he showed you there what a strong 190 pounds is all about. I know what a weak 190 pounds is all about, but he shows you what a strong 190 pounds is all about, carrying 2 tacklers.
Lund is wide to the left. Slot right is Quealy. Thomas and Whaley are the backs. Play action, Gentile to throw. He is going deep, and he has Phil Dunn for the touchdown. Wow, beautiful play fake there by the quarterback, Gentile. Waits for Dunn to come free from his tight end position. And that is a touchdown. Let's take a look at it.
Watch the defense here. Weiland misplayed the pass. He thought it was going shorter than it was, so he stopped, didn't stay with the receiver. The receiver knew exactly where the ball was going to go. He continued his pattern, kept on running. Weiland lost it, and there you have a touchdown. A big play for Upper St. Clair, and boy, I'll tell you what, that makes things awfully tough for Holidaysburg.
37-14 the score, make it 38 as Junko tacks on the extra point. So things do not start well for the Golden Tigers with the score 38-14. We'll pause for 90 seconds.
Just in time for Christmas, JCPenney offers up to 30% off men's, ladies, and children's sweaters.
Back to Mansion Park. We are in the third quarter, 9 minutes and 9 seconds left to play. And Upper St. Clair has just continued to pile up the points. It's now 38-14. They take the opening drive 65 yards, cap it off on a Mark Gentile to Phil Dunn touchdown pass. And Upper St. Clair looks to have it in cruise control here in the second half.
And I don't believe Upper St. Clair has had a touchdown drive of more than 6 or 7 plays. They've had the big plays, and they've made up for big yardage, and haven't had to go more than 6 or 7 plays on any touchdown drive.
Junko with the kick, fielded by Berkheimer at the 25. Across the 30 to the 32. And once again, Holidaysburg will have decent field position as Gary Zimmerman and company will try to ignite that Holidaysburg offense that finish off the second half in quite a flurry, moving the football very well.
No, it's 38-14. That sounds almost insurmountable, but you take back that first quarter where Upper St. Clair scored the 2 quick touchdowns on some turnovers, and we've got a 24-14 ball game at this point.
Wide to the right is Klinger. Slot right is Fry. Zimmerman gives to Dave Weiland over the left side. Nothing doing. Weiland continues to move his feet, though. Give Dave Weiland credit. He simply would not quit on the play. Keith Barton, the linebacker there, to make the stop. It took 2 or 3 guys to bring him down, and Martin and some of the Holidaysburg players jawing a little bit. Frustration time setting in, I believe.
I like that official down there, too. Noticed that the running back was still going, still could make some yardage, didn't give it a whistle. Wait till he's down.
Unfortunately, it only matters to accounts for 1 yard, second down and 9 for Holidaysburg. Wide to the right is Sell. Slot right is Fry. Zimmerman on a straight drop. Good protection all day to throw. He is looking for Fry and has Fry, but it is knocked down. Mike Quealy there to make the play defensively. Good throw by Zimmerman, but it falls incomplete. That'll bring up third down and 9 for Holidaysburg.
Ball hung up just a little bit, allowed Fry to get his hands on it, but Quealy had enough time to come over and break it up and knock it out of bounds to the ground.
Now, as far as the win is concerned, Holidaysburg better make some noise in this quarter, because in the fourth quarter, they will be going back against the wind. And we've seen so far that neither team has been able to throw against the wind with any real success.
Right now, though, looking at the flag with 7:57 left in the third, it's standing still, so it doesn't look like the wind could be a factor here in the second half at all.
Klinger wide to the right. Also wide out with him is Dave Weiland. Fry in motion to the right on third down and 9. Quick pass is complete to Klinger. I think he's going to throw it as well. He does. Looking for Fry, incomplete. As things got a little strange there, Junko there to knock it down for Upper St. Clair.
Fry is incomplete.
As the flea flicker was in order there. Didn't work too well.
didn't fool anyone, and Holidaysburg didn't have anyone open, no one going deep. They were all short patterns. That's a play designed just to pick up a few yards, maybe first down yardage.
But they failed to do that, as Gary Zimmerman will kick it away. Barely gets it away, and Quilly is there to call for the fair catch. He didn't fake anyone out this time. He decides to stop right there, and Upper St. Clair will have excellent field position, 1st and 10 at its own 43.
We've talked a lot about the running tandem for Upper St. Clair, but we've also called out Jim Colonna's name quite a few times, and he almost blocked that punt, fighting through the line of scrimmage and then getting almost through the blockers in front of Gary Zimmerman.
He's had a whale of a game, a couple of tackles for losses, and he has had constant pressure on Gary Zimmerman, the quarterback. Wide to the left goes Ori. Slot right and in motion is Quealy. Gentile on play action, rolling to his left, looking for Quealy. Has him wide open at the 45, the 40. Knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Eric Klinger there to finally bump him out of bounds along with Brian Sell. But not before Quealy picks up plenty for the first down. 23 yards on the play. First down and 10, Upper St. Clair from the Holidaysburg 32.
Quilly just was part of a flood towards that left side of the defensive secondary for Upper St. Clair. Quilly was wide open from the time he left the line of scrimmage because the wide receiver to the left went deep, taking the defense, leaving that underneath pattern wide open.
Whenever you can establish the run like Upper St. Clair has, everything else comes oh so easy. Conley comes wide to the right in motion. The give is to the first back through Thomas. Across the 32 to the 30. He is met by Jason Patton, and at the bottom of the pile is Bill Kogan. Pickup of 2, second down and 8 for the Panthers. Now Holidaysburg's biggest enemy, aside from the scoreboard, is the other person on the scoreboard, the clock. It keeps winding down. 7 minutes and 7 seconds on a running clock here in the third quarter. The score, Upper St. Clair 38, Holidaysburg 14. Wide to the right is Ori. Slot right is Quealy. In motion goes Whaley. Gentile straight back to throw. Has time, looking across the middle for Dunn. Almost picked off. He threw into quadruple coverage. Dunn still almost pulled it down. It falls incomplete. On the coverage was Sell and Doherty. Klinger along to help out. Falls incomplete. Let's take a look at that. Gentile has all the time in the world.
And he also passed on Whaley to his left that could have picked up good yardage. Makes a bad decision throwing into, as you called it, quadruple coverage. Dunn at 6 feet, 205 pounds, almost comes down with it, and Holidaysburg on the tip almost comes up with the interception.
That's the first incomplete pass on the day for Gentile, who's 4 of 5 for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns. Gentile this time gives to Whaley. Tries to bounce outside, but it's stopped at the 30-yard line. Good defensive surge by Brian Wilson, who's in there to take the legs away from Whaley. That'll bring up a 4th down and still about 8.
Whaley is not the same running back we saw in the first half here in the third quarter. On Upper St. Clair's last possession, it looked like he maybe twisted an ankle. And I think that's slowing him right now a bit.
He did limp after that carry. And let's see what the Panthers are going to do. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 8. Wide to the right is Conley. Wide to the left is Tata.
Don't allow the big play here again.
Play action. Gentile across the middle again for Dunn. Almost picked off by Sell. Falls incomplete. So Holidaysburg is held, and the Golden Tigers will take over on downs. First down and 10 from their own 30-yard line.
Now Holidaysburg needs to put a drive together, and they can't waste a whole lot of time doing it. They need some big plays to eat up some big chunks of yardage immediately.
Also be good to get these fans back in the game. Fans have sort of gone by the wayside a little bit here, and for obvious reasons, things have not gone well here for Holidaysburg. Fry is split wide to the left, wide to the right is Klinger. Split backs behind Zimmerman. Draw play to Wilt goes absolutely nowhere. In fact, he will lose 2 or 3, bringing up a 2nd down and 13 for the Golden Tigers. Andy Welty there to make the stop defensively for the Panthers.
That's what speed will do for you on defense. You know, Upper St. Clair is going to be looking for the pass here a bit more than they are the run, but once they see the pass isn't there and that Holidaysburg is trying to cross them up, they use their speed to make up for maybe a little over-aggressiveness.
Second down and 12. Fry wide to the left, wide to the right is Sell. On second down and 12. Zimmerman straight back, forced out of the pocket, throws for Rose, incomplete. Really, the pressure there defensively, a little too much. As Jim Colonna again there to put some heat on the quarterback, Gary Zimmerman. Third down and 12 for Holidaysburg.
Jim must have eyes in the back of his head because Whaley was coming around from the backside, the blind side. Gary getting the ball just before he gets hit. And Whaley, one of the factors in a bad pass by Zimmerman.
Third down and 12. Holidaysburg 1 of 6 on third down conversions on the afternoon. In motion is Weiland. Play action. Zimmerman has time, barely. Throws up a wounded duck that falls incomplete. Terry Hammonds there to knock it down. Jim Colonna really put a hit on Zimmerman just as he let go of the football. That'll bring up fourth down for Holidaysburg.
And the receivers out there for Holidaysburg knew that an interception was imminent. All they could do is prevent the interception, just bat the ball down out of the defender's hands.
That's when a receiver becomes a defensive back in a hurry. So with 5:15 in the third quarter, trailing 38-14, Holidaysburg has to kick it away. Zimmerman, a high kick, end over end, that Quealy will just let go, and what a Holidaysburg bounce. All the way down to the 27-yard line where it will be down. Panthers will take over first and 10 from their own 27-yard line, a 45-yard kick with no return for Holidaysburg.
Golden Tigers would love and basically need a turnover down in this territory of the field.
I think right now, if I was playing for Holidaysburg, one thing I'd really like to do, not in any kind of spiteful way, is just put my helmet real hard into Doug Whaley and say, hey, I'm here.
Well, Whaley, the way he's been limping around, I think he knows the Golden Tigers are there. I think one of the Golden Tigers would like to see is Gentile throw a ball right at him and have him run it in for a touchdown.
That would be a lot more beneficial. First down and 10, Panthers from their own 27-yard line. The give is to Whaley over the left side across the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45 to midfield, and he is knocked out of bounds by Dave Weiland and Steve Berkheimer, but not before he reels off another chunk of 24 yards. First down for the Panthers across midfield at the 49-yard line of Holidaysburg.
Kevin Orey doing a good job blocking out on that left wing, taking out 2 and 3 Golden Tigers at once. And, well, once you get Whaley out there open, he's going to pick up the yardage, but Orey gets credit for some good blocking out there.
Whaley on the day, 16 carries, 167 yards. Not a bad afternoon. First down and 10, Panthers. Long count by the quarterback Gentile. Motion in the backfield.
Yeah, they call
by
it Thomas move.
So this play will go for naught. Thomas just came up from his stance right in front of the official. I was afraid he wasn't going to see it, but he found it, and that will be the call. Offsides or a legal procedure, bringing up a first down and 15 for Upper St. Clair.
Golden Tigers must be thinking turnover here. Down 24 points with little time left in the third quarter. Boy, it's an awful tough task, but they just need a big play defensively, something they haven't had so far in the game.
Any type of turnover would certainly suffice. Any way to get the ball back to Gary Zimmerman and the offense is exactly what Holidaysburg has to be thinking defensively.
If Upper St. Clair puts more points on the board here, I hope you memorize the entire USC roster.
Well, of course I did.
I know you did.
Of course I did. No, I could be in big trouble. As this game becomes more and more academic, the bigger trouble I'm in. First down and 15 for the Panthers. Gentile at quarterback has gone all the way today for USC. The reverse to Orey, who's going to throw. No, he's going to run. He's across the 50, and he is hit by Eric Klinger and dropped at the 49, so he's back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to bring up second down and 10. USC doing something a little strange when you think they'd want to just go with the running game, run out the clock. as Joe Paterno would say, they're getting cute now with the football.
I don't know if Holidaysburg got away with a penalty there or not. Quilly was open. It looked like the pass was the intended play, but Quilly was knocked down by Gary Zimmerman down around the Holidaysburg 35-yard line, and that forced the run, but I mean, he was practically tackled by Zimmerman. So
hey, nice play.
Yeah.
Get away with it. It's a great play.
Sure.
Now the reverse again. This time it's Conley across the 45, the 40, the 30, and all the way down to the 22-yard line is Conley on the end around. Gary Zimmerman with the touchdown-saving tackle. 27 yards on the carry. And USC is not content to let this one just wind down. They're going down fighting.
Watch the moves. A few elastic garments laying on the field after this end around. A pickup of 27 yards all the way down to the Holidaysburg 23-yard line.
You would think at this point in the game, excuse me, Jimmy, the playbook would be somewhat limited, like Whaley left, Whaley right, but 2 straight end arounds has USC knocking at the door once again. Now the option, Gentile. Pitches to Quealy. He's across the 10, the 5. Touchdown, USC. Ouch. 44-14 the score as they go to yet another look. The option play. Gentile pitches at the perfect moment. Gives off to Quealy. USC's on the board again. Gentile.
The option's tough enough to defense when you practice all week for it, but when you don't see it very often from USC, well, this is the result. It looked like Zimmerman had knocked Quealy out of bounds, and it looked like Quealy was just going to go on. Oh, he stepped out of bounds. 2 times he stepped out of bounds. Where's the official on that call? It looked like he's... If we get a chance to look at it again, he stepped out of bounds twice.
I was going to say, great tightrope job, but that tightrope was right on the sideline, but that's a moot point at this point. With 2 minutes and 59 seconds left in the third quarter, it is USC 45, Holidaysburg 14. Back after this.
Panthers now lead 45-14. See if he steps out twice.
There is...
Okay, you won't be able to see that one.
There's a foot right on the line. Another foot
that heel's out.
Right on the line. But it's a touchdown as the kickoff is taken by Weiland across the 30. The 33.
Like there's a loose football in there.
There's certainly a mad scramble for the football. It looks like Holidaysburg has managed to hold on to it. That might be premature on my part. A USC player comes up with it.
But are they ruling it
Andy
down?
Welty comes up with a football, but the official has not made a ruling as to whose football it is. It's Holidaysburg's football. Player must have been down. So Holidaysburg has the football 1st and 10 from its own 33.
know, you were mentioning about the fans from Holidaysburg not really being much of a factor at this point, but I'll tell you what, they're hanging out watching a team they should be very proud of at this point.
Absolutely.
Although they're trailing, they've had a great season, and we've still got another quarter of football to go, and there's a timeout on the field. As Jim Render wants a clarification on that fumble recovery, I don't think he's agreeing with the call.
Well, if it was, in fact, the fumble, I mean, the only call would be either he was down or it's USC's ball. If it was, in fact, the fumble, obviously USC recovered it.
Well, I don't know how many calls Jim Render expects to get. He already got a touchdown that really shouldn't have been a touchdown.
And look at the Holidaysburg players trying to get their fans fired up. USC does the same thing. But with 2 minutes and 53 seconds left to play and a 31-point lead for Upper St. Clair, it's going to be awfully tough for Holidaysburg to get themselves back in this game, but now got a lot of pride on the line.
Should tell you that touchdown drive by USC covering 73 yards in 4 plays. Once again, a big play drive. 35 carries on the ground for 333 yards so far for USC.
First down and 10, Holidaysburg from its 32. Zimmerman complete to Klinger across the 35, the 40. Flags are down. Klinger gets a pickup of about 9 before he's dragged down by Phil Dunn. Let's see what the flags are about.
That situation, it's usually against the offense, and there's some as Brent Musburger would say, extracurricular activities going on.
Try to sort things out. 2 flags are down. There could be a retaliatory flag by Holidaysburg. As there's a big powwow out there by the officials trying to sort things out. If the play were to stand, which I doubt it will, it would be a pickup of 9 and 2nd down and 1 for the Golden Tigers. But the officials are having trouble sorting this thing out. 2:47 left to play in the 3rd. It is Upper St. Clair 45 and the Golden Tigers of Holidaysburg 14. Touchdowns. All right, there's a holding against Holidaysburg.
Now see, Eric Klingner came to the sideline for Holidaysburg after the play. I hope there wasn't a disqualification in this situation.
Doesn't appear to be. But it looks like we may have an offset of personal
the offsetting
fouls.
on sportsmanlike conducts, but the holding penalty will probably be marked off.
Regardless of what they do, I wish they would do it soon.
Let's go, Tigers!
Getting back to the point that this Holidaysburg team is certainly, regardless of the outcome of this one, and right now it doesn't look like it's going to be favorable, have just had one heck of a season.
These two teams have, of course, something in common in that they're really lucky to be in this state championship playoff this year. Upper St. Clair wasn't in it last year after winning the WPIAL and allowing Pittsburgh Central Catholic to go on and win a state championship. Holidaysburg School Board, of course, voting first
early in
not
the year,
to allow
saying, "Hey, we're not going
into the state playoffs," then changing their minds, much to their credit.
Great decision, by the way. Great decision. Oh, and they're marking off a big one against Holidaysburg. And let's see where they take over. Why did they have to go back there? Point of the foul. I would. So it's a 5-yard holding penalty. All of that for a 5-yard holding penalty. Hello. Come on. So 1st down and 15 for Holidaysburg from its own 28-yard line.
We ordered a pizza during that little discussion. It's here now.
Well, even, you know, they were on time within 30 minutes. Okay, let's get back to some football here. Brian Sell comes wide to the left along with Ben Fry. Split backs behind Zimmerman, the quarterback. In motion is Weiland to the left. Zimmerman back to throw, has to scramble out of trouble, which he is in trouble. He's going to tuck it up and go with it. Nice run across the 40 to the 42-yard line, where he will be about 2 or 3 yards shy of the 1st down. Pickup of about 12 for Gary Zimmerman, who really never had time to get set up. Kevin McKeever there to make the stop. Let's see Gary's scrambling ability here on the replay.
He turns a big loss into a big gain, showing us something we haven't seen much of from him so far this year. Jukin and jiving. He breaks 1 tackle in the backfield, breaks through 2 defenders, almost breaks a 3rd tackle, a 4th tackle, almost picks up 1st down yard.
Hey, he looked like Major Harris. Wide to the right is Klinger. Slot right is Weiland. Straight ahead give to Wilt over the left side. He breaks through a big hole. He's across midfield to the 45, to the 44-yard line. Brought down by Kevin Orey and McKeever. Pickup of 14. 1st and 10, Holidaysburg at the USC 44-yard line.
Just an example of a good gutsy run here by John Wilt, showing a lot of backbone, breaking tackles into the secondary, holding onto the football as USC has been trying to strip the football throughout the game, and picks up 1st down yardage. Holidaysburg looking to try and get some points back onto the board and make this respectable.
Sell wide to the right, along with Weiland. Fry is in motion to the right. Give again to Wilt, straight up the gut, is across the 40 to the 34-yard line. Another big gain, should be close to a 1st down. Jeff Junko there to make the stop, and that should be good enough for a 1st down. It is. 1st down at 10, Holidaysburg, and Looks like the running game is back in gear because I think without a doubt you have USC thinking, hey, if they want to get back in this thing, they're going to have to throw it.
I'm just watching. You seem to be going more to the full roster than the flip chart. Are there some reserves in there now for USC?
Yeah, well, memorizing the entire USC roster has paid off big dividends. By the name of John Grohall is my memorization. Okay, wide to the right is Klinger and Weiland. In motion left
some
is
movement
Fry.
on the right side of the offensive line.
We have some mass confusion in there.
Jason Weaver moved prematurely.
And that'll cost Holidaysburg 5 yards. Wilt on the day, 10 carries or 11 carries for 33 yards.
There'll be a timeout here, so Mr. Stitt can put his shoe back on. Number 65 coming out shoeless.
Stitt. The Holidaysburg offensive line has really done a pretty good job. They've allowed 2 sacks on the day, but often that's blitz control. The offensive linemen do take bad raps for sacks. I'm talking to enough offensive line coaches, but of course they're trying to get out of it. They say, it's not our fault. The back didn't pick them up. They've allowed 2 sacks, but they've enabled Holidaysburg to do some good things offensively. Zimmerman straight back to throw. Across the middle, he has Sell, but it is picked off. Ori there on the deflected pass across the 30, the 40, to about the 47-yard line, and the tip pass goes right to Kevin Ori. He had 3 interceptions last week against North Hills. Mark Campbell, I believe, is down for Holidaysburg. We hope he's okay, but Upper St. Clair gets the football back. 1st and 10 as we take a look at the tip pass.
The pass was on line. Sell was open, but Queerly, great defensive play to tip it up in the air, the old tip drill.
Nice
and that's
catch.
why they practice it. Ori coming up with the tip and the big pickup, plus they're going to tack on some yardage here with a penalty down to about the Holidaysburg 36-yard line. So as it gets bad, then it gets worse.
Tough break indeed. Tip passes you really can't blame on the quarterback, but they happen. 45-14 with 15 ticks left on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. And I'm afraid if Don Meredith were here, he'd at least be humming, if not singing. Glad he's not here, though. 1st and 10 USC.
And they won't get the play off.
36, and that's it for the 3rd quarter of play with the score. Upper St. Clair 45 and Holidaysburg 14. We'll pause for 90 seconds.
I don't know much, but I know I love you. That may be all I need to know.
Just every nightwear for lovers. Sweet dreams, Kaufman Gallery.
Could your car use some improvements? Like a Z-Bart sunroof, Z-Bart fabric protection, window tinting, Z-Bart paint protection, no waxing ever, auto alarms. Z-Bart has dozens of improvements. Z-Bart improves trucks and vans, too, with running boards, bed liners, van racks, and more.
And I thought all Z-Bart did was rust protection.
Z-Bart, we're the car improvement specialist.
Z-Bart, car improvement specialist in Altoona. Call 949-9393. Welcome to Courtesy Motors, the area's largest dealer with over 500 new and used vehicles for sale. Courtesy has the car you want to drive at the price you want to pay. The 1990 Nissan Sentra is long on look, short on price, and even better value than before at only $69.90. Test drive one today and see how comfortable economy can be. Volume pricing means volume savings at Courtesy Motors, West Plank Road, Altoona.
Welcome back to Mansion Park. Holidaysburg giving up the football once again as we begin the 4th quarter. That's another turnover for the Golden Tigers. They can't afford to be doing that, down 45-14. USC rushing yardage, 333 yards, 93 yards through the air for a total of 426 yards compared to just 140 for the Golden Tigers.
And Dan Lawler is the new quarterback for USC. Gentile checks out after completing 4 of 6 passes for 93 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Mixed up on the exchange there on the handoff to Whaley, but Whaley falls on it, actually turns it into a gain. Are things going well for USC?
I think they are.
You fumble it forward for a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. So it appears USC will be playing for a state championship next week in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Against the winner of the Coatesville-Wilson Eastern Final.
Lawler with the give to Whaley. Whaley across the 25, the 20, the 10, and he is down to the 9-yard line, tripped up by Eric Klinger. And Doug Whaley continues to just reel off big chunks of yards against this Holidaysburg defense. First and goal.
Sorry, Paul. Looks like Whaley's on his way to a 200-yard-plus game. 24 yards on that carry. Let's watch the replay. It's almost a broken play as Lawler comes out of it, hits his offensive lineman, hands off. I mean, how good can things be going for USC? Well, not real good because there's a penalty on the play. It's going to knock USC back, but I'll tell you what, the execution may not be there, but when you have athletes like Whaley,
Say what, right there, he had no hole. Yeah. He just waited and then cut it up. That's going to all go for naught. Did they sneak that flag down on us? I did not see that flag at all. It's a personal foul against USC. It might have come after the play, but it's coming from the line of scrimmage, so that would not be the case. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and a bunch, about 23 yards for USC from the 49-yard line of Holidaysburg.
And you can bet Jim Render will be talking to his troops after this game about silly penalties. And you're going into a state championship game. Those kind of mistakes you don't want to commit.
Tata wide right, Conley wide to the left. Lawler is the new quarterback for USC. Second back through is Hammonds. Normally does his duties on the defensive side. Picks up about 7 on the play. 3rd down and 17 for Upper St. Clair. Terry Hammonds, who was announced in the game as Hamon. I'm thinking, boy, I don't know. After success, you know, athletes usually change their names after like a lot of success. I mean, I remember Tony Dorsett was a pretty good college back, and all of a sudden he was Dorsett.
Hamon's been hanging out with Habib.
Habib, Hamon, and oh my. 3rd down and a bunch for USC. Lawler on the pitch to Keith Martin, who rambles across the right side. Stopped by Doherty and Zimmerman. Picks up about 8 on the play. That'll bring up 4th down and 9 for Upper St. Clair. So they're starting to do it to me. That's Keith Martin in at running back now.
Now does Upper St. Clair go for the first down here, or they punt it, or you know what? You know, take it easy or something.
I think they're going straight ahead. So that is Thomas and Hamon at the running back for Upper St. Clair. Lawler's the quarterback, attempting his first pass of the day. Across the middle, he has Hammonds at the 25, the 20, the 15, down to the 14-yard line, and that'll certainly be good enough for a USC first down. Pickup of 20 on the play. First down and 10, USC at about the 14-yard line of of Holidaysburg.
This was not a picture-perfect pass, but Hamon just has sticky hands, it looks like, because he just picks this ball up right around his shins. Cuts to the outside, and, well, nice Kozak just didn't know which way to turn.
In the open field, these guys are really dangerous. Wide to the right goes Tata. Wide to the left is Connolly. Split backs behind Lawler, the new quarterback for USC. First down and 10 from the 14. First back through is Martin. He'll pick up 3. He is stopped by Doherty and Bryant there, along with Keith Dellinger. Pick up of 3, 2nd down and 7 for Upper St. Clair.
Maybe when we get an opportunity, since this is the final game for many of the seniors on the Holidaysburg Golden Tiger football team, we can run through those names for you. Contributing greatly to the success of the Golden Tiger program the last couple of years. As ninth graders, this senior unit went undefeated. A couple of years later, they do the same thing.
All the way to the Western Final. Lawler gives straight ahead, and the touchdown by the running back, Bob Betwee. A 14-yard carry for the touchdown, and when it rains, it pours.
Here comes the replay. Betwee just keeps running. He doesn't really have much of an opening there, but just uses his blockers well, breaks into the open, and once he's near the goal line, it's just a matter of falling in. 51-14 with a chance to make it 52.
Matt Seibel to tack on the point after. Kick is shanked, or pull hooked, I should say, wide to the left.
A worm burner.
51-14 is our score, and we will be back right after this.
Because you can't fit too many washers and dryers on a sleigh. Ranges don't fit down chimneys very well, and not even 8 magic reindeer can lift a refrigerator. Valley Appliance is giving Santa a hand with a whole store full of the merriest Christmas values ever. TVs, VCRs, camcorders, dishwashers, freezers, stereos, and more. All your favorite names. If it's on your list, it's on sale at seasonal savings. Valley Appliance, Pleasant Valley Boulevard, Altoona. Santa's little helpers in a big way.
All new cars are created equal. So when you get a better deal on a car from Kelly Chrysler Plymouth and Roaring Spring, it's because Kelly makes the difference in price. All new car warranties are basically the same. Your warranty is only as good as the hands that are doing the work in your car. At Kelly Chrysler Plymouth, we got the best hands in the business. So don't make a huge mistake. Buy from Kelly Chrysler Plymouth and Roaring Spring. We have the best cars, the best deals, and the best service. And we got the papers to prove it.
The pride is back, born in America.
It's Golf World's 8th anniversary, and they're celebrating with great prices. Choose from a wide selection of golf bags starting as low as $49, or take advantage of special prices on metal woods and game improvement irons. The combination package is just $259.95 for the beginner. Starter sets as low as $150. Golf World also specializes in golf lessons and fitted golf clubs. Remember your golfer this holiday season with a gift certificate from Golf World, Route 220 across from the Sheraton.
Jim Gregory and Paul Alexander back at Mansion Park as Upper St. Clair just pours it on, leading now by 37 points. Tell you about the drive here, a 7-play, 64-yard drive, the 11-yard run by Betwee, making it 51-14, but there is still some enthusiasm on the sideline of the Holidaysburg Golden Tigers. The Golden Tiger Band even getting into the act, proud of what their football team has accomplished to date in 1989.
Seibel to kick it away for Upper St. Clair. High end-over-end kick. Good kick. Taken by Wineland at the 8. The 15, the 20.
Break it.
The 25, the 30. Across the 33-yard line, where he is stopped by Uri. And Holidaysburg will take over first down and 10 from its own 37-yard line.
Paul, we talked about the running game for Upper St. Clair at the outset of this contest. Habib and Whaley, both 1,000-yard rushers this season. They bring in Thomas. We've seen Betwee score a touchdown. 40 carries, 366 yards of rushing.
Who's in there? Tony Rice and Raghib Ishmael. Holidaysburg would love to get some more points on the board. They give to Wineland, but I believe the right guard moved a little bit prematurely there.
That flag looked like a bed sheet going through the air.
It took a while. So that'll be a legal procedure against the Golden Tigers. It'll back them up 5. Repeat first down, and now they have 15 yards to go for a first down.
We're going to stay with the action, but while we have a minute, we'd like to introduce you to a man very familiar to athletic departments throughout the state of Pennsylvania. Dr. Werner, the executive director of the PIAA, and a visit to Altoona for this Western Final. Dr. Werner, thank you for joining us. The facilities here at Altoona, this is, I believe, your first chance to see it. Your comments, your criticisms? What do you see? What do you like?
No criticisms at all. This is tremendous. I don't think I've ever seen a better high school stadium anywhere. That surface is unbelievable.
It's a tabletop surface, they like to call it, but the chance for maybe bringing more state playoff football to Altoona in the future. I know that the championship games are not going to be here because the field wasn't in the process of being finished, but the possibility of games here in the future.
Well, certainly we're going to give it every consideration. I normally make about a 5-year commitment for our championship events in football. I'm just doing it 1 year at a time. So next year we'll take a good look.
What else goes into the consideration of a stadium and a town for state playoff competition besides the field?
Well, location, the geography. We try to have a site that's going to be somewhat midpoint, but we're looking for accessibility by road. We're looking for restaurants. We're looking for a lot of motels, hotels in the area, and we're looking for people that are going to work with us. And you certainly get that here.
The fact that Holidaysburg is so close by and there's a good deal of hotel rooms, is this a possible site for a state championship?
Sure it is. Particularly when you see what an excellent field it is, good seating, and very importantly, the folks out here are very cooperative.
And Dave Weiland trying to get on the scoreboard again for Holidaysburg. The screen pass all the way down to the Upper St. Clair 13-yard line. That'll be a 1st and 10 there. And a big play from Gary Zimmerman to Dave Weiland.
Also, Doctor, your impressions of the state playoffs so far this year.
Okay, let's take a look one more time at Gary Zimmerman dumping off to the left side to Dave Weiland. And watch him scamper down the sideline. Gets a couple of good blocks. Archie Stitt there to set the block. And watch him break the tackle there. And he gets a 50-yard gain all the way down to the 13-yard line of USC. Straight ahead is Wilt, the ball carrier. Stopped by Kevin Ory. He'll pick up about 5 and bring up a 2nd down and 5.
Dr. Warner, when you see this kind of turnout for a state playoff game, make you feel maybe a little bit redeemed that this is a good situation. The playoffs are indeed necessary for the state.
Ball's on the 6-yard line.
Having a great time. The community is excited. I think it's great.
All right.
Okay, Wilt with the carry, and he is into the end zone for the score. John Wilt, the touchdown, a 7-yard run, and Holidaysburg gets another touchdown on the board. It is now 51-20. Let's take a look at John Wilt over the left side.
Holidaysburg not giving up, getting more points on the board. Wilt has really been the stronger runner of the two between he and Weiland. He needs to show it right here. He also shows some good speed breaking into the corner. And Holidaysburg now with a chance to cut the lead to 30.
High snap, controlled, and the kick is up and good by Eric Klinger, making the score 51-21. Dr. Warner, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate that. Your feelings about this game in particular here today?
Well, thank you for having me. Well, I think it was a great game. Holidaysburg surely is losing the game at this point, but the thing that I like is, and I've been down there in the sidelines, they haven't quit. They're out there, they're working, they're playing hard, and that's good.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much for joining us.
You bet. Thank you.
Have fun at the state championships next week.
Okay. Thanks again.
Okay.
Dr. Warner, the executive director of the PIAA, talking about Altoona as the possible future site of not just a Western final, but a shootout for a state championship. And that would certainly be a real plus for the area. And once again, another situation where you see the fact that the community and the school district made this commitment, a $1.3 million commitment to this facility. I'll tell you what, a lot of people don't realize this, but to make money, you got to spend money. And I think it's paying off right now.
I don't think there's any question this is the best facility for football in the state of Pennsylvania. Why not play all 4 games here? Probably over 1,000 hotel rooms in Altoona, certainly able to house all the people necessary for putting on such an event. Maybe we'll even see the Keystone State games here someday. This track is unbelievable.
Unsurpassed. I have not seen a finer high school track in the state. And Eric Klinger puts the foot to it. Hamons at the 15. And he will go to a knee at the 22. That's really different, but I think that might just be sportsmanship by the part of USC. Let's hope.
The Holidaysburg drive, 5 plays, 67 yards, the 6-yard run by John Wilt, capping the drive as Holidaysburg trails 51-21.
And again, our thanks to Charlie Fisher, our statistician, and John Grohol, our spotter. Done a super job today. And I should apologize to Terry Hammonds, his name, not Haman, but that's how he was announced pregame. I just sort of got a kick out of it, and I apologize for having a little fun with that. Lawler's still in at quarterback for USC.
Kind of a funny one.
Laugh riot. The give that time is to, your guess is as good as mine, a new back that is stopped by Keith Dellinger. Betwee, I believe, with the carry, who shows that he certainly has some ability as well. Betwee, number 31, is a senior, 5'10", 160 pounds. Has a touchdown to his credit today. As Lawler breaks the huddle and brings the team up for a 2nd down and 11 yards for USC. 4:22 left to go in the ball game. The give this time is to Jeff Wilson across the right side. He is knocked out of bounds after a pickup of about 4 by Keith Doherty. That'll bring up a 3rd down and about 7 for USC. The running back that time, Jeff Wilson, number 42.
You know, you were handing out thank yous. You forgot one, the big-time Bob Deshanik.
Bob Deshanik doing a great job in the booth with us today. Patting us when we needed to be patted. Which probably,
touching us, actually.
Probably should be explained, but who cares? Okay, and wide to the right is Mike Newman. Split backs are Martin and Wilson. Lawler is the quarterback. Straight back to throw. Across the middle, he has his receiver, Joe Ferris. Across the 32-yard line, he will be close to a 1st down, but I believe he will come up about a yard short.
That is a team with a 30-point lead throwing the ball, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not impressed.
I'm not impressed with my spotting either. That is good enough for a 1st and 10. USC will hold on to the football for at least 4 more plays.
Merry Christmas to that young lady.
Absolutely. 51-21 is our score. USC by 30. 3:30 left to play on a running clock in this PIAA Quad A semifinal. A lot of A's in there.
4 of them, I think.
Well, actually more. 2 in the PIAA and then 4 for the quad. 6 A's. As you can tell, this one has gotten a little bit out of hand. Give straight ahead is Betwee, and he is hit by Doherty and hit hard. He will lose a yard. 2nd down and 11 for Upper St. Clair. And the fans are starting to file out of Mansion Park. And again, everyone that we've talked to that has taken a look at this facility has been very, very impressed. This is just a beautiful place to play football. And that track is really something.
Well, Upper St. Clair practiced at Mountaineer Field in West Virginia this past Wednesday. It's the same turf as we have here at Mansion Park, but the folks from Upper St. Clair were just as equally impressed with this facility as they were with Mountaineer Field. Although Mountaineer Field is built to see probably 50, 60,000. Once you get the shrubbery growing to the left, this place is just going to be beautiful. It'll be aesthetically better than Mountaineer Field.
Very nice word choice.
Thank you.
And it's not in Morgantown, which is a big plus. Betwee with a carry, pickup of about 4. 3rd down and about 6. And if they go to the air this time, I might go down and make a tackle. I'm sure that scares a lot of people. 3rd down and 6 for Upper St. Clair. Minute 42 left to play in the ball game. And they're throwing it. Lawler going upstairs, knocked down by Kozak. Great defensive play. Pass intended for number 15, Mike Newman. That'll bring up a 4th down and 6. And it would be nice, I think, just for me personally, to see them punt the ball once today.
They
just to see if they can do it.
Right, and they will.
Might be good practice for him as Gary Tata steps back to boot it away. And if they fake this, I will go down and make a tackle.
Even if it's Whaley?
No. I never even see him, let alone tackle. Spiraling kick taken by Klinger at the 32, and he is snowed under right there. For Holidaysburg will have the ball 1st and 10 with 1:26 left to play, and I really hope this one doesn't get ugly. It's been a fine played football game. Don't want to see any of that rough stuff, any of that nonsense like the end of the Pitt-Penn State game. There's just no place for that.
It'd be nice to see Holidaysburg put one more touchdown on the board. Let's just run down some of the seniors on this Holidaysburg squad playing their final football game. Mike Kozak, Brian Sell, Eric Klingner, Ben Fry, Dave Weiland, Steve Rohr, Gary Geiselman, Steve Berkheimer, John Wilt, Rick Ziegler, Jason Weaver, Chad Burt, Scott Harrington, just a couple of more, Doug Bryan, R.G. Stitt, Darren Stifler, Bill Cogan, Scott Rose, Dan Mummert, and Brian Wilson.
Congratulations on a great season. Go down as the most winningest team ever in Holidaysburg football history. Congratulations. And obviously congratulations to Harold Price, who has just done a phenomenal job this year. I'd like to thank him for just how cooperative he has been with us all year, how helpful. Just a class act all the way as this Holidaysburg football program. Weiland reels off a 12-yard gain for the first down. 48 seconds on a running clock left to play in this one. Zimmerman back to throw. He'll be back next year. He's only a junior. Flushed out of the pocket. Steps up, fires for Weiland. Tip and drop. Boy, a lot of guys had a chance to come up with that football. No one does. It falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for Holidaysburg.
Talking about Harold Price, you know, he knew he had something special in this group. This group of seniors, as I said earlier, is 9th graders 3 years ago, went undefeated. And he knew that if this group stayed together as it did, many of the seniors becoming good friends, have played very well together this year. And whether or not Harold will ever see another team like this, well, we'll have to wait and see, but it'll be an awfully difficult task.
They've certainly had a fine year. 36 seconds left to play. Weiland, the tailback, across midfield to the 48-yard line. Pickup of about 8. Stop made by Mark D'Onofrio.
I wonder.
Mark D'Onofrio making the stop. Huh.
Penn State maybe didn't have practice today.
Yeah, no, there was no personal foul after that, so it was not Psycho making the play. He's a little bit out of hand. He needs to settle down. Imagine Joe will have a good month with him to settle him down as we tick it down, and that will be it. Upper St. Clair will now advance for a state championship showdown with the winner of today's Eastern semifinal. Our final score: the Panthers of Upper St. Clair 51, the Golden Tigers of Holidaysburg 21. We'll be back to try and wrap things up right after this.